Hello everybody, this is just a quick video on how to create a works cited page, just the general information. I'm going to go slow. For today's classwork, you should be following along with me, although if you're just using this for review, obviously just review to the section you need. The first part is you're going to open up a Word document, and this is what it defaults to, what you see on the screen right now. Remember, you need to make sure that you are using either Arial or Times New Roman, and the font should be 12-point font. You go over into paragraph, and remember spacing before and after should both be 0, and line spacing should be double. And then you'll just say OK. So now the basic formatting is done. While we're practicing works cited, I'm going to have you always do a pretend page 3 for in-class practice of works cited, but obviously on a real works cited, it would be the last page of your research paper. So just to get to the pretend page 3, you're just going to have the blank page in front of you, go to right justification and put in your last name. And then pretend page 3 and hit enter. And then you're going to center. You're going to call this page works cited. And you're going to hit enter. And then you're going to go back to your regular left justification. So this is what the pretend page 3 for a works cited would look like. I'm going to pause right here so you can catch up. Okay, so now we're going to get down to exactly what an entry on a works cited page looks like. Anything that is on the works cited page, any entry on the works cited page means that you used a quote or you paraphrase from the source within your research. So everything that's on the works cited page should be in your research paper. If it's in your research paper and it's not on the works cited page, it's considered academic dishonesty. And the vice versa. If it's in your research but not on the page, again, academic dishonesty. So you want to make sure that you're keeping up with the nitty-gritty. So you're going to go to this website. This is the best website for all MLA information. Just Google Al at Purdue MLA Works Cited, and this screen will come up. And you're going to click on it. And this goes over the basic page format, which is what we just did. What we're going to do first is we're going to look at the basics of citing a book. So if you go to MLA Works Cited Page Books, click on that. It takes you to this page right here, and it will always give you an example. So typically what I do is I find the example, and then I paste what I need to do into whatever it is I'm working on. So that way I don't need to go between two different sources or two different websites. So now I see this is what a book entry should look like. I am using the book Alive. So this book is by Piers Reed, so R-E-A-D. P-I-E-R-S, and then there's a period after it. Title of the book is Alive, and this is going to be in italics, and there's a period after that. City of publication, publisher, and publication date. That's always in the front of the book, typically near the title page. So I see city of publication is New York. 99% of the times the city of publication is going to be New York because that's where most things are published in the United States. If you want to get into publishing, you're going to have to move to New York. So it was published in New York. It was published by Avon Books. And the publication date, if I look at it, this was published, the one I have is from 2002, so 2002. And then period. So last name, first name, title of book, city of publication, publisher, publication date, and you put a period at the end. We know, because we are sophomores in high school, that the title of the book is italicized. So now this is a perfect works cited entry for this particular book. I'm going to pause now, and I'd like you to do a works cited entry for the other Westmore that is on your desk. Okay, so once you have that entry done, so I am done with citing Alive, so now I can just delete it. And you are done with citing the other Westmore, so you can delete that example, and then what you'll have here is just your entry for Westmore. All right, another popular item or element that we cite in Works Cited page are often articles that we find on websites. So say, for example, we are going to cite an article from CNN. So let me scroll to CNN and I will find an article from there. Okay, so I found an article, and I'm going to talk about how Madonna responds to comments and jokes about her appearance at the Grammys. So I'm going to click on that article, and I am going to say that I'm going to quote from this particular article. So we have the title here. It was written by Lisa France. It was published February 21st, and today is the 21st, and this is the article about it. So I need to cite this. So if I go back to MLA, we want to look on the side, and we'll see MLA Works Cited Electronic Sources. So if I click on that, I am going to look and find a entry that fits what I want to talk about. So let's see. We are not citing an entire website. It's just one article from CNN. We are not talking about a department or a course website. It's not an entire page. It is just literally one article. It's not an ebook. It's not an image. Oh, how about an article? An article in a web magazine. This tends to work best for us. Okay, so what I do again is I copy and then I paste the example into my Works Cited page. And notice I will keep source formatting, so that way I can make sure I know what to italicize and what not to italicize. And remember, these should be in hanging indent. So we're going to enter. And it's going to look something like this. Okay, so now let's go look at the Madonna article. So the author's name is Lisa France. So we have France, period, Lisa, France, comma, Lisa, period, space, and now we need the article title. Madonna makes jokes, copy. Keep text only, and I forgot Madonna makes jokes from surgery. There's a period. Notice there's a period here, so I put a period here. And notice in journalism, they use Chicago style, so they don't capitalize. So they don't capitalize every letter that we do in article titles, so you have to go back and fix this. Okay, and then it asks for the website where you got it from, and we know this is CNN, and this is in italics, so we highlight it and make it italics. And then we have a comma. Right here is when it was published. It was published on the 21st February 2023, comma, and then it asks for its URL. Copy. Paste. Comma, and it was accessed today, 21 February 2023, period. You need to remove the URL, and that's what it should look like. But now you need to make sure you have a hanging indent. So you're going to highlight that, the 4 lines. You're going to go to paragraph again. And you'll see here where it says hanging. And then notice how it goes in that way. So now we don't need the extra. And somehow my font got above 12, so I'm going to fix it. And now here we go. We have an entry from a book and we have an entry from a website. Okay? So the easiest thing to do is copy and paste from Al at Purdue. You will notice that we have 2 entries. However, they're perfect entries, but they're not organized correctly. Remember, when you works cited page, it goes in alphabetical order. So I just need to change this and move it right here. Okay, and notice everything is uniform. We have Jones 3, works cited, everything's double spaced. There's not extra space between works cited and the first entry, and there's not extra space between each entry. It's just double spaced throughout. We know that we are going to be looking for this, France and Reed, in the quotes from the paper. Okay, if you go back to Al at Purdue, you'll notice there are all sorts of different things that you can use. You'll get the basic format, books, periodicals like websites, all sorts of electronic sources. We have other common sources. Some of the sources you might use would be a personal interview. You might need to use that. Online interviews, lectures. So say for example, if you go to the Evening of Innovation, that would be a lecture and you want to add some of that into your paper. A painting, a sculpture, or a photograph, those are all cited. A song, a CD, a film, television shows, everything that you use in your paper that is not from your own mind or your own imagination has to be cited. You have to give credit where credit is due. Okay, so I'm going to give you a moment. I would like you to cite a source from, say, any article from, I don't know, sportsillustrated.com. When you're done and you have the 2 sources, just ask for me to come around. Thanks. I hope this helped.